I was technically supposed to film this on Thursday for Throwback Thursday. This is where I go back 2 years and look at my favorites that I had and see if they're still my favorites, see if I changed my mind about them, if I still have them, that kind of a thing. So technically this is going up on Friday, so maybe I should call this one Flashback Friday or something, but anyway, I'll get right into it. So the first item that I mentioned was the MAC Mineralized Foundation in well, it has SPF 15 and it's in shade NW15. This is what it looks like right here. This one I just finished in my project pan that's currently going on. I can link that down below, but this is a cream foundation. I really like the foundation, but the only problem that I have with this, and I also mentioned it in that video 2 years ago, is that this foundation goes by so quick. I had had the foundation for a month when I filmed this video in 2012, and I had already hit the pan. And if you've been watching my project pan, this was gone super fast, and that's the only downside to it. I've had 3 of these. This is my 3rd one. Probably not going to repurchase it just for the fact that it's gone so quickly. Okay, and then the next thing that I mentioned was the NYC Sunny Bronzer, and I just recently, this past, I don't know, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something, 3 weeks ago, gave a huge Sephora bag of makeup, and I gave it to my friend, and that was actually in there, but I was talking about that because that was the first matte bronzer that I had ever had, and the matte bronzer that I suggest currently, 2 years later, is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Milk Chocolate Bronzer. And this is what this guy looks like. Just a really very light bronzer, especially for fair skin tones. If you're like a NW15, NW20, anywhere in that range, roughly, this is a really good bronzer for you. Now, I also, this one I like a little bit better than the Too Faced one, but this one has a little bit of shimmer and it's not matte. But this is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. This is a brand new one that I'm going to start using as soon as I finish with the Too Faced one. So, yeah, I really do enjoy this bronzer as well. And I really don't notice the shimmer on my face at all. And I do use that one for contouring and bronzing. Let's see, the next thing was the Hard Candy highlighter. Well, I think technically it's a bronzer, but I use it as a highlighter, and this is in the shade Tiki. Did I say that? It's kind of like a yellow highlighter. It's not really my favorite. I really haven't reached for this in about 2 years. Well, let's say 1.5 years. I actually had to pull this out. I have another bag that I'm giving to a different friend full of makeup, and I had to pull this out and bring it up here to do this video. So you can tell right there, it's quite yellow, but it is a very nice drugstore highlighter. So the one that I prefer over that currently is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. And this one is just slightly more beige toned. It's not as yellow. And I think it just complements my skin tone just a little bit better because I do have a cool skin tone. Well, I have cool undertones. So I'm not quite sure if you're going to be able to tell a difference. This is the Tiki, Hard Candy Tiki, and this is the MAC Soft and Gentle. So I do prefer the Soft and Gentle on my skin tone. And then I mentioned the Makeup Forever HD Blush. This is in the shade number 8. I don't think that they make these anymore. I think they converted their cream blushes over into like a pot compact form. But let me show you what this looks like. I was actually reorganizing my makeup and, you know, going through it and everything, and I saw this and I was like, you know what, I really need to use that, obviously, since it's 2 years old. But this is in a kind of like a vacuum sealed container. Even though it is a cream product, it doesn't have any sort of scent. It doesn't break me out when I use it. But let me show you what this shade looks like when you blend it out. I mean, obviously it's pretty dark like that, but if you blend it, it just gives quite a natural cheek. Like like a cheek look. Very natural. I use a stippling brush with this. I'll put some on my hand and then I'll dab the stippling brush into it, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's just kind of a muted rosy pink shade. So that's it there. I don't quite know what's going on right here. I have like a scratch on my hand or something, so just ignore that, but that's the swatch right there. Alright, and then next I mentioned the Wet n Wild Trio. This is the Walking on Eggshells Trio, and when I did the video originally, I said that I wasn't really a fan of the brow bone shade right here, but I've really grown to enjoy this shade. And then you obviously have like the lid color and the crease color right here. And you know, I still love this trio. This is my favorite trio from Wet n Wild. I've actually gotten rid of all of the other trios that I had of theirs. And you can tell I've actually hit pretty major pan on this shade. And I was thinking I was going to throw this into my next project pan as well. So here's the shades swatched. This is the crease color. This is the brow bone color, which is just like a creamy ivory shade, and then this is the like all over the lid shade, and it's kind of like a pinky, I don't know, kind of like a pinky beige sort of shade. So they're really gorgeous on the eyes together, and I do still absolutely love this trio here. It's definitely my favorite trio from the drugstore. I love it. I love it so much. All right, and then I also mentioned, this is kind of like, I guess, a combination of two things. I mentioned this little e.l.f. Elements palette. This is $1 from the drugstore, or you can get it on e.l.f.'s website. I think it's eyeslipsface.com. Anyway, so I had some MAC eyeshadows in here, and the one that I mentioned is Sumptuous Olive, and that's this guy right here. And I was just thinking the other day that I needed to pull this one out and start using it again. And I actually used it today. I used it underneath my bottom lash line, just on the, I don't know, last half of it. And then I also put it in my crease. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous green color. Oh, it's just, that's so pretty. It's kind of like a khaki green. I mean, come on. It's pretty phenomenal. So I'm definitely going to try to start using this a little bit more. Then I mentioned the e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner pen because 2 years ago you could purchase them. They're the black ones, and they were $1 at like Target, or, well, I think 2 years ago Target was the only place that had e.l.f. But now my current favorite drugstore super cheap pen liner is the Jordana Fabuliner, and this one is not opened. I have a couple of these in my back stock pile. So this one is not open, but this one has replaced the e.l.f. one because this one is like a way blacker, has more black pigment to it, I guess. And the e.l.f. pens are now $2 when originally they were $1. So I think this is $1.99 or $2.99. So this is essentially the same price. So I would much rather have the Jordana Fabuliner than the e.l.f. waterproof pen. The Jordana ones last a lot longer too. All right, and then my favorite eyebrow pencil of the month in 2012 was the Maybelline Define a Brow in the shade Dark Brown, and they actually have since discontinued that shade. So my current favorite is the Maybelline Master Shape in the shade Deep Brown, but they've actually discontinued this specific eyebrow pencil as well. I don't know what is going on with Maybelline. So the reason why I say that these have been discontinued is the fact that all the ones that I have are in this plastic pencil form, and they discontinued the plastic part and they put them in a wood pencil because everybody was having trouble sharpening them. So you can still get the same pencil in the deep brown shade in the pencil, like the wood pencil form, but it has just a teeny bit more red in it. Like it's not the exact same color, so I'm kind of bummed about that. But I do have, I think I have 4 of these that are not being used that are just in my back stock. So I'm set on those for a while. And then I mentioned the Garnier Garnier Fructis, or what is it? Is it the, I think it was just the Garnier Anti-Dark Circle Roller. It was the one in like the yellow beige packaging, and it was like the roll-on thing that you put underneath your eyes. But there was a lot of hype about that one having alcohol in it and it causing fine lines to form underneath your eyes, so I stopped using that one. I got rid of it a long time ago. And now my favorite under eye concealer is the Makeup Forever Full Cover. This is a waterproof formula and it's in the shade number 3. And this stuff, I cannot express my love for this concealer because it's just so amazing. Like I'm jumbling up all my words when I talk about this because I love it so much. It really is just a fabulous concealer. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest going to Sephora and asking for a sample in your shade the next time that you're there, because this has changed my concealer world, and I'm so happy that I finally found a concealer that does not crease under the eyes. Okay, and then I mentioned the Benefit Bad Gal Lash, and this was the first Benefit mascara that I had ever tried, and it was a new thing for me in 2012. And you know, while I do like this mascara, it does give you a really lovely separated kind of natural eyelash look. It's just not my favorite. It's a very dry formula, and so I find that the mascara dries out very fast, very fast. So the Benefit mascara that I prefer over that one currently, I mean, I do have 2 of these. I have one that's open and then another one that's in my back stock, but the one that has replaced that is the Benefit They're Real mascara, and this one, all the writings come off. Let me give you a side-by-side comparison of the brushes, and the Benefit They're Real mascara has a much wetter formula. So this one over here, this is the Benefit Bad Gal Lash, and then this one is the They're Real mascara. So you can see the brushes side by side. Quite different. Very different. So I'm trying to hold them over here so you guys can see what's going on with the brushes, but I'm sure you guys have all seen that anyways. And yeah, so I do like both of them, but I prefer that guy. Alright, and then the last thing that I mentioned, I'm going to slaughter this name, and I slaughtered it 2 years ago. I still don't know how to pronounce it correctly. It's the Givenchy? I want to say Givenchy, but I think it's Givenchy or something. Givenchy. I can never say it right. Anyway, it's this perfume right here. It's Demon or something. Yeah. I don't speak French. I'm assuming this is French. And it says Le Secret. I'll put this in the description box down there. This stuff, I love this stuff. My husband bought this for me 2 years ago. Still smells amazing, smells exactly the same. I am, I don't know, almost halfway finished with this. I take this on all of our banquet trips, and I wear this when we go out to dinner or like a fancy date night or something, because this stuff, whew, this stuff is good. I think Ulta carries this, or they carry the, it's something similar to this that Ulta has. I'm not sure if they still carry this exact one, but if you find yourself around this perfume, highly suggest it. It's freaking amazing. So those are my favorites from August 2012, and I hope that you guys kind of enjoyed the update to see if I still liked the favorites or if I've moved on to something else, that kind of a thing. So let me know down below if you guys are interested in seeing more of these videos or if I should just do them kind of randomly. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.